Snaggletooth pre-show.
Yeah.
Right? We're live on YouTube. One day.
Okay. Check. Good. Okay.
Turn volume down, volume.
Use the volume. Yeah.
Check. That's a lovely close-up of my head.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's not
Alright.
echoing or anything, so that's good.
Oh, yay.
Well, episode 20. How do you like that?
Flying along.
It is.
I feel like we get a little better every time. Maybe it's just me.
I think we get a little sexier every time. That's for sure.
So for those of you looking in on Instagram, please note that this is not the quality that the actual show is. The software we use when we do the show buffs out stuff like dog noises and echoes. So,
Yeah, Instagram don't filter out shit, folks. Not jack.
so it's just my phone.
if you hear a lot of clicks and bangs and
That's the
dog yelps and whatever else, that's
possible cat dog fight.
not the actual podcast quality.
No.
So-
Anyway,
So
disclaimer.
disclaimer. So for this live stream, I thought I would talk about some traveling I'd like to do.
Oh,
Okay. I would like this year for you and I to visit Melbourne, Warsaw, Munich, Shanghai, and finally Zurich.
are we going on tour?
We'll start with Melbourne, Arkansas. Population 1,888. They actually have a Sonic now.
It's when you know you're hitting the high life.
They're right down the street from the Izzard County Sheriff's Department.
Hmm.
How big do you think their kangaroos are in Melbourne, Arkansas?
I don't know if they have kangaroos. Arkansas.
From there, we're off to Warsaw, Minnesota. Population 925. Home of the Chanel Inn.
Oh, very
I
fancy.
think we'll see Pope John Paul II.
Quite possibly, bring your crazy polka shirt.
How about the next one? You know where we're going after that. This is our whirlwind tour.
All right. So
Oompa. We're going to where?
Munich,
Munich. All right.
North Dakota
Munich, North Dakota. Population 190.
and a half.
The pride of Cavalier County, people.
They have a Munich City Auditor.
That's awesome. I'm going to wear my lederhosen for
I
Oktoberfest.
bet they do it up right there.
Then it's off to Shanghai, West Virginia. Population 298. When you Google it, goats come up. Enter the
It's
dragon.
alarming.
Shanghai, West Virginia. Yeah.
And finally,
And finally, you top it off with
Zurich, Kansas.
Zurich, Kansas. Population 87.
Some of the phrase.
Zurich, why do we live here? Bring your skis. Yeah, I can't wait. That's going to be great.
No, I lived in Berlin, Maryland.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's-
a tiny
We
town.
stole all our names from other places that have been around for much longer. So let's talk about some other weird towns we were looking up. This is so great doing this while we were getting paid at work. Hi, Brett. Scottsboro, see, live. See, Scottsboro, Alabama is known for what?
It's known to be the lost luggage capital of the world.
True story.
It's where all unclaimed baggage.
It's this huge unclaimed luggage center
Yeah,
there.
it catches everything.
I assume it's near an airport.
I-
I don't know.
Either that or there's a chute where they just put the lost baggage. It's swak.
It goes on a train. Yeah. They
Sometimes-
sell everything from large diamonds to Egyptian artifacts.
Who's traveling with Egyptian artifacts?
I wonder if the artifacts are actually from Egypt, Arkansas. Population 101. And can you call those people Egyptians? Can you call everyone in the town Egyptians in
I bet
Arkansas?
they maybe even call their mayor a pharaoh. Who knows?
Oh, before I forget, this week's sponsor is But Yours is Uglier Soda. So, and it is.
Going to be very popular.
It is. So anyway,
This was one of my favorites. Cat Island. This is actually in Japan, but it's a very small island, and people are vastly outnumbered by the furry beasts of feline.
Google it. The pictures are startling. Yeah.
Originally, the island produced silk, and apparently cats were encouraged because who knew this? They're natural predators of silkworms.
Okay.
So, I can hardly get mine to get a spider or spider cricket
Spider
for
cricket,
me.
yeah.
Although Little Bear was into stink bugs for a while. But yeah, it even boasts, if you go there, a cat shrine. No dogs allowed.
So let's take our next stop to San Luis Obispo, which is a street in California also known as Bubblegum Alley. 70 feet of alley caked in chewed bubblegum.
Oh.
I think it's where naughty dentists go to die, actually. It's pretty nauseating if you Google it. Yeah.
Maybe possibly they banish children there that stick their gum under their desks at school or in the armchairs at the movies. This is their punishment.
This is a good one. In Whittier, Alaska, the entire population of 218 people lives in one building.
Oh my God. Like a dorm?
Yeah. There's a church, a police station, a convenience store, a post office, all of it's under one roof. And this to me is like the weirdest because what do they have in Alaska? It's nothing but land. Who would want to live in a condo
Maybe it's
in
warmer.
Alaska? But this entire town is a condo, basically. So,
Wow.
and then what was this one?
In Riverside, Iowa, the town regularly celebrates the future birth of Star Trek's James T. Kirk, planned for March 28th, 2228.
Get the fuck out of here.
It's coming.
Is that where he was supposedly born in the Star Trek books?
I'm not a Trekkie, but I can only imagine that's probably 100% true.
Well, this was one of yours. Things we stopped eating for breakfast.
You know, I was trying inadvertently to get Google to irritate my cat by asking it to read Little Bear a story.
Yeah.
And of course, it pulled up the story of the three little bears. But it struck me that porridge has quite fallen out of vogue.
What's that meme where the guy's reading to the bear and the bear says, read the part again where she burns her mouth or burns her whore mouth on my porridge. That's a great one, Yeah.
You know, nobody pulls in McDonald's and asks for a supersize of burn your mouth off porridge.
Yeah. Milk toast. That's not something that you really see on the Denny's menu anymore.
No.
It's kind of an insult. It's when something is very bland, you say, oh, it's like some milk toast thrash, or whatever. Yeah.
Well, it's apparently soaked in a liquid called sop, which doesn't sound appealing at all to me. I mean, nobody has sopped right since the Middle Ages. I mean, be real.
Didn't pork and beans used to be a breakfast thing in England?
Absolutely. Quite the delicacy, served with a side of Johnny cakes. How fun.
What is Johnny cakes? Is that pancakes?
It's pancakes, but they're kind of made more like French.
Because it's English, it's gross. All their food is gross. Yeah.
But the beans could be baked in the oven all night. Apparently beans take a very long time. I've cooked stuff with beans. It always says soak overnight. And I'm like, well, I need a time machine now.
Yeah.
But and then you can pick them out and brown them up in the morning. But after many episodes of people falling the fuck out due to overwhelming noxious gas clouds in church, it was poo-pooed.
Oh, God. How about chipped beef? That's pretty unpopular.
Ugh. There's a place in Ocean City that was like House of Chipped Beef. But I think it's pretty unpopular right now.
Because they called it shit on a shingle in Apocalypse Now or whatever.
My father used to call it that. Apparently it's an army thing. But, if somebody calls a dish that, it's off my list.
And finally, codfish cakes. Ugh.
Also once a popular breakfast food.
Oh.
They used to make it into cod hash. Hashes were very big at one point, especially during like World War I and World War II, to encourage you to, use your leftover food by cutting it up and, rebrowning it together. But I don't know. Codfish hash seems entirely too fishy.
Yeah. Well, we got an excellent show for you guys this week. You're going to really like it. Got a really cool surprise guest. I'm going to tease the record that I'm going to talk about. I guess you'll figure out there's kind of a theme that runs through this episode. We shall see. Anyway.
And 3 deaf ears bands that you're gonna really be happy
You're
we
gonna
turned you on to.
Yeah.
Huge bands.
Just remember, yours is uglier. Okay.
All right. So it's time to start the actual show. So stay tuned. Hopefully we'll have it up
tonight.
Tonight.
Yep. All right.
No tripping over my doggy. Look out.